There's a documentary on HBO. Adrian how do you say that?
Grenier.
Grenier.
Of Entourage.
Of Entourage fame. I don't know if he made a documentary called Teenage Paparazzi or Paparazzo. He's out at the arc light, and this kid just like flashes him, and he walks up to this like, "How old are you?" "I'm 13 years old, man. I'm just papping," like with a hoodie on, and so like best kid ever. He makes a documentary about him, and he's interviewing different people in it, like kind of like Paris Hilton, and it's kind of weird, like driving around with Paris. And I was like, they told me they Googled things, and like I was the second person Googled to Jesus. It's like, that's weird. It's because I don't think that I'm like him. I'm not
Nothing
comparing
like
myself to
Jesus.
him. Like,
I'm barely like Jesus at all.
They're up at they're in Malibu, at like her beach cottage, and behind the shades, there's like 30 paps, like sitting on the beach, like ready for her to come out. And he's like, "Paris, do you know the story of Narcissus?" She's like, "No, what's that story?" He's like, this boy, he's totally in love with himself, and he used to go down to the river, and what'd do? He'd just stare at his reflection, and he'd gaze in the river, and he just couldn't stop looking at himself. And one day he went to kiss his own reflection because it was so beautiful. He was so in love with it that he fell in and he drowned. And the camera cuts to her, and she's like, "Was it true? Was it real?" Yeah,
He
died, Paris.
He died, Paris.
He died. He's an 11-year-old. He drowned in Malibu. It's terrible. It's so sad. It's a terrible story.
I was at my girlfriend's store actually the other day, and Lindsay Lohan walked into the store next to.
This was like 2 days before she went.
We saw her on TMZ like that night. First of all, just the turnover that. I mean, I was literally at the store prior to coming to do the podcast, and after the podcast, we turned on TMZ, and like there was it's just like the machine that is like that, like super paparazzi. But there were so many of them, and when she broke out of the store, of course, like they threw some sort of like decoy like out of the store, and then she like exited out the back, and then they kind of takes them like all of 8 seconds to figure out that that's happened. But the break afterwards, this is a major street, and in the middle of a green light, they just book across the street, just cars like, just insane. And meanwhile, they're running, and not only are they running through traffic, they're not even looking at the traffic. They're scrolling through their SLRs, looking to see if they've gotten a shot. And there was like 15 of them doing the exact same thing as they were going, and just, complete fucking mayhem.
I was thinking, I would be like the best paparazzi.
Why?
Because my game, I wouldn't like show up on Fairfax with 15 other fools. I'd stealth it, and I'd be like on Olympic.
Well, because you know where they go for like their favorite
juices. I just get them alone, and I'd be like, "Hey man, can I just get a
Hey, chill.
Hey, shh. Don't worry about it.
We're just gonna do this. It's gonna
totally
be easy.
cool.
I'm gonna be
It's
in and
just
out
totally
like no
cool.
time. Well, whatever. With her though, it was one of those things where I was thinking about her life, sort of, or trying to think about her life, projecting on her life. I guess not really thinking about her life because I'm sure
what'd you
it's
do
nothing
today?
like
I was thinking about Lilo all day.
I was thinking a lot about Lilo today.
Kind of a crazy day. Like, get some time there.
But she doesn't have any money. I don't think. Like, she's lost all possibility of being like a spokesperson for like anything because like nobody wants affiliation with her whatsoever. She hasn't done a movie in like 12 years. It was like Parent Trap 2 or like whatever, and then that was it. That was like the end of it. And she just gets chased like constantly, like, and that's your life. Like, you're just being chased. You're on the run. Like, you're literally on the run from being you, but being you on the run is why you are you, kind of.
Think about it.
But it's a crazy life. Like, at least Paris, she's like, oh, you're like mega rich. Like, you're like the richest girl ever. You don't have to do anything. But like, didn't Lindsay Lohan like come from Jersey, and like she probably needs money. Like, she could probably like super use a gig right now. Like, I'd love to be in a fucking movie, like, and not get fired from it or have to like do a stint like in between shooting or whatever. I don't know. I feel for Lilo.
We're here for you.
We're here for you, Lilo.